Today in this video, I'm going to talk about an old game where you beat up thugs, demon, woman, and give you a carpal tunnel because you're gonna spam a lot of buttons in this game. The game are called God Hand. Here's a bit of story about me. When I was a child, I saw a lot of older kids or teenagers play this game with their PS2. It looks so complicated to play, and I can see every time who's playing it are struggling and frustrated because how difficult the game are. And I just noticed while making this video, but the one who is directing this game are Shinji Mikami. God damn. When I see his interview about him talking about the making of God Hand, I have a respect for him because while making this game, he know that this game won't sell well. He know a lot of people won't like this game, but despite him knowing this will happen, he just made the game. So Shinji Mikami, please make Evil Within 3. So without further ado, let's start the game. Like usual, it's like one of those games where if you want to unlock the hardest difficulty, you need to finish the game once, and trust me, medium difficulty is enough because this game is gonna kick your fucking ass if you don't know what you're doing. So the introduction are so short and simple. Two thugs are in front of you and time to kick your ass. Now I'm trying to get used of the control and it takes me a couple of minutes to understand the basic of it. Your character moves using tank control and right analog stick is for dodge, backflip, and strafe. My second lesson are enemy in this game play dirty, like low fucking shot. Everybody in this game, no balls are safe. Then I was introduced to roulette. It has its own usefulness like crowd control and dealing high damage to enemy. But my favorite between all the roulette are the ball buster. I rarely use this ball busting technique because it's just a waste of roulette point. It does little damage and only stunning the enemy. A lot of roulette are way better than the ball buster. But why not? It's funny! Your last ability are God Hand, which is like rage mode. After beating some thugs, suddenly a demon appear. Oh boy, the game doesn't play around. These demons are fast, tough, and first time encountering, completely whacking my ass off. This is just the first level and the game throwing me some heavy shit on me. Sometimes these demons spawn randomly on defeated enemies, so just be prepared. After some try, I managed to complete the first chapter. In this cutscene, there is nothing interesting, but after Jin watched someone's hand being chopped off, he has a flashback.
Must be hunting season.
After beating some thugs, there's a challenge I can try. If I succeed, it rewards me with gold. These challenges are fucking hard. I wasted like 20 minutes trying to finish it, and when I did, the game stuck on loading scene. So fuck it, maybe next time I try to finish it. When I finished the first area, there's a cutscene about a meeting with all the big bosses, which they talk about whether Jin have the power of the God Hand or not. But this guy in particular are the most edgiest motherfucker I ever seen. Also, the way he talk are just the most cringe-inducing word ever.
God Hand is so blasé. Call me the Devil Hand.
Finally, a boss fight, Mr. Gold and Silver. Both of them are my favorite boss fight in this game because they are just over the top. And yes, I am that kind of a guy. And oh boy, I got fucking steamrolled by both of them. I'm so pissed. After dying uncomfortable amount of time and every time they knock me to the ground, they taunt me, which just pissed me off even more further. Anyway, it's literally my fault for being a noob and a hothead playing this game. I can't just aimlessly button smash and I need to have strategy to beat them. I also understand why I didn't give this game a 3 because these games are so hard if you don't know what you're doing and it requires skill to play it. But once you know the enemy patterns of attack, you know the mechanics of it, It is so satisfying just juggling multiple enemy and the enemy can't even touch you and you're just styling on them. So again, IGN give this game a 3 because they don't put a bit of time and effort to understand the mechanic of the game. This is why IGN review are always universally suck-ass and biased. So after I calm myself down and use strategy, I finally managed to beat them. When I inspect both of them, Mr. Silver doesn't have any balls at all, so if you're using Ball Buster on him, it doesn't work at all. Now to the next area where I'm starting to feel the heat. Not only they are more tougher enemy for me to deal with, they are more demon that I need to take care of. Like I say, this game doesn't joke around, it will kick your ass. To the next area where there's another boss fight and his name are Elvis.
Finally, a boss fight.
This little Huevon is the God Hand. Oh, that's rich. A la mierda.
What's the matter? You on a tight budget, big guy?
You know what? I'm getting a bit hungry. And a little Huevon sounds like it would hit the spot.
You need to feed your brain, not your ass.
I hope you fight half as good as you talk, cabron.
Find out for yourself.
Yeah! I don't think you realize what you're getting yourself into, pendejo!
Newsflash, big guy. You can wax on, wax off all you like. I'm still kicking your ass.
He's not as hard as Golden and Silver, maybe because that I can handle more than 2 bosses at the same time. And I really like the soundtrack of this boss, it's really catchy and simple. After some try, I managed to beat his ass.
Get ready, cause I'm really gonna give it to you! Hey, you're the big nice hero, right? How about giving me a hand here?
Huh?
Come on, come on, come on!
Oh, I'll help you out all right.
¡A la mierda! He really gave it to me, all right.
See you around, fat boy.
To the next chapter, and as usual, beat the shit of any thugs on my way. But there's a new enemy this time. Woman. They are not that difficult to handle, but if they are using whip, she's my top priority to handle because her attack range are so long. In the next area where I need to handle this trio, they are the one who's responsible for cutting Jin's arms off. Of course, I got steamrolled a few times before I managed to beat them. In my opinion, this guy's the hardest one because he's really nimble and I hate his blind attack. After I beat up some thugs, there's another boss fight with Elvis again. The difference between the last encounter and now, he got some new move. It's not that really hard, I beat him easily. To the next chapter, and it's a carnival theme. The game really started to test my skill right now because there's a lot of tougher enemy for me to handle in this chapter. Also, I think it's a good time to explain to you about difficulty level. On the bottom left corner is your difficulty level. The more you perform better at the game, the higher the level gets. The higher the level go up, the enemy will be more aggressive, fast, do more damage, and use more of their ability more often. Now, you must be asking to yourself, why should I make my level higher if it's gonna kick my ass even harder? Well, you will be rewarded with more gold if you defeat an enemy on that certain difficulty. So it's kinda high risk, high reward, but in my first playthrough, I always get level 2 and rarely higher than that. But let's just say you wanna lower the difficulty level without getting hurt or anything. Well, there is this one roulette move you can use, which is literally grovel at your knees and beg for mercy. So if it's too hard, swallow your pride and use this move if you have to. Now, a boss fight with a giant monkey. He's not that difficult to handle. Okay, I better stop saying that, it's getting repetitive. But yeah, he's not that hard. Even though I was on level 3 difficulty, I was able to beat him easily. Also, when I inspect him, he's not a gorilla, he's just a man in a gorilla suit. Okay, fast forward and there's another boss fight. A whole bunch of annoying chick knockoff Power Ranger.
Cardine Wild, Joker, One Hard Gangster, Diamond. You can find me at the club. Have your pet neutered or spayed. Ow, 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 I'm hurt. I mean hurt. Together we are the Magnetic Power.
Douchebags.
They are a bit harder than the monkey because they can easily overwhelm me with their number, but like usual, I beat their ass. As I progress, time to fight the big bosses. Shannon.
You just don't understand women. There can never be two queens.
She's actually really easy, but for some reason at my first playthrough, I was so struggling to fight her. The most annoying and funniest move that she pulled on me when she turned me into a dog and kicked me like a dog.
You'll make an excellent husband.
Also, her soundtrack are just my #1 favorite in this game. It just sounds so chaotic and I really like it. So I was low on health and I saw this item that can help me to win this fight. But of course, it was too good to be true. It was a trap. Luckily, I managed to beat her goods and finish her off. To the next stage where things goes hard to fucking hard. So I fight with a trio again, but this time, there's a catch. I need to handle 2 of them or even 3 of them sometimes in the same time. My god, I can't describe you how fucking frustrating it felt. I always looking for health item, but this game are so stingy sometimes. So after a lot of try, I managed to fucking finally beat those bastards. But that was just an appetizer on how hard things gonna get soon. To the next area where it's an endurance test. Not only there's a wave of enemy I need to handle, but there is more demon too. There is an RPG and an explosion barrel that I could use to against them, but even that is still not enough. I was struggling and when I thought this was over, there is a final wave of enemy coming. I noticed something when I play this game that I can't crowd control. It's really hard to do it even in my second playthrough, or maybe I'm just a fucking noob. After I done with that, there's a cutscene where this AG bastard just killed the trio.
We'll get the God Hand next time.
You should consider a change in careers.
Who do you think you are, you filthy human?
To the next area, and I thought the game's gonna give me a bit of breather after that ridiculous fight, but nope, it just threw me with this. My god. Anyways, after I done with that massive bullshit, things get a bit more fun. A damn WWE cage fight, and the cage are electrified. Then, another boss fight with this AG emo guy. His name are Azel, aka the Devil's Hand. God, I can't believe I just said that. He's really fast and uses the same moveset as me, but he's not really that hard to handle once I know his attack pattern. When I beat him, he says something about Jane taking care of his fiancée, which of course is Olivia. Then another boss fight with this tin can. I'm curious if my ballbuster actually work on this guy, which it does stun him a bit, but I can't pummel him or anything. He's not that difficult like Azel, it only took me a few losses to beat him. Now in this cutscene, Olivia gives Jim some backstory about her and Azel.
My father was head of the clan charged with protecting the God Hands from demon kind. I became engaged to Azel through an arrangement by our parents. However, a year ago, Azel snatched away one of the God Hands, changing into the human personification of evil and taking on the name of Devil Hand. He dedicated himself to finding the other God Hand and began a campaign of terror within the clan. My father entrusted me with protecting the remaining God Hand, and I ran away to escape certain death. Perhaps the only surviving members of my clan are Azel and I. Everyone else died defending the remaining God Hand.
To the next stage, where there's nothing much to say beside this new enemy, Kung Fu guy or Wing Chun guy. Their grab attack are the most hilarious attack I've seen so far.
Defenses are impregnable.
There is a couple of boss, but there's nothing actually special about them. Now, another fight with the big man itself, Elvis, and this time in his final form.
Fine with me. Hopefully you'll get some exercise.
Again, he's not that difficult to handle once I know his attack pattern. Only took me a couple of loss and I beat him. It's kinda sad that he died. Well, technically he's not dead, he's just going back to his home, but I kinda like the guy. To the next stage, and I meet a new couple of enemy. A samurai guy. Every time that he appeared, the color scheme turned into this dark bluish color, just the same like the demon. Of course, he's just as dangerous as them. A new type of woman enemy this time. She's wielding a double battle axe, wearing a spiky brat hits, she hits hard and have more health. The last new type of enemy is this guy, which is almost just the same as the other thugs, but he can dodge most of my attack. But overall, he's not that hard to handle. Another rematch with a Power Ranger, some boss fight, a cutscene, which is by far the funniest cutscene from this game.
You're only allowed to stop working when you're dead. You must keep working. More than one of you should be enjoying this.
And lastly, the big bad bosses, Shannon. Elvis is much more harder compared to her, so it's an easy boss fight.
No, I'm not ready to die.
Die? You're not gonna die. I'm just sending you home.
But I still want to have fun here.
It's only fun to you. Well, looky here. Everyone's come to say goodbye.
Worthless! Wretches!
If you bump into the big guy in hell, tell him I said hi.
To the next level where things get really hard, like no joke. You better know how to play this game really well, like dodging, juggling, and handle multiple enemies at once, because this game will now throw everything it got on you. There's another rematch with Dr. Ryan, it's easy peasy, but the next boss, where it's get fucking hard, is this old samurai guy. The most annoying move that he has is cloning himself, and every time he does that, things get even fucking harder. But trust me, this is just the appetizer, because soon it's gonna get way harder than this, and it's gonna fucking kick me in the nuts. Now, in this area where I clearly remember, I saw a lot of people struggling to pass, for a good reason. First, there is a lot of tough and elite enemy in this area, like a lot. Second, you need to collect these 3 crosses to pass, and if you die, you're gonna repeat the whole process again. After I dealt with that, now a boss fight with Bowser. He's pretty hard compared to Elvis and Shannon. I hate this one annoying move that he used on me, but overall, I think it was an okay boss fight and quite took me some time to beat him. So he kidnapped Olivia as a sacrifice to summon Angra, which is the final boss of this game. Her location are on Angra Tower, so we're heading there next. In the first area of this level, there's a lot of tough enemy that I need to handle, but I can kinda chase them by baiting them one at a time. When I go to the next area, things just get so difficult. A group of enemy, and all of them are tough and elite enemy, just gang up on me. How the hell I could able to handle all of them? But to be fair, they don't attack me all at once. I mean, that would be so fucking bullshit if they did that. But sometimes one of them will hit me from behind while I'm not looking. So my strategy are quite simple. Hit and run. Only when my god hand are full, then I start to fight them heads on. So in this area, you really need to use your head. You can't just brute force your way out of this. The next couple of area are just boss rush, a rematch with his fake gorilla again, some big ninja, and this afro looking motherfucker and his bitches. When I'm done with all of those goons, time to fight Azel again. The difference between now and then, he has a second phase, which now he can activate his God Hand. Not gonna lie, he's kinda hard, especially on his second phase. After I'm done dealing with Azel, time to save Olivia. But there is a plot twist. Olivia was not the sacrifice. It was Azel all along. Why? I have no fucking idea. Azel then give his God Hand to Jin, and I just like how Azel just pulled his arm off like it was nothing. Doesn't that shit hurt or something? Anyways, the final boss, Angra. This boss has the highest HP from all the bosses, and that's what makes him difficult. In my opinion, Azel is way harder than Angra. He also can summon demons to help him, but because I have 2 God Hand, they are easy to handle. Like I say, he's difficult because of his huge HP bar. So now, time to send Angra back to hell.
Got a demon, what am I? It's time for me to choose my path. The power of my God Hand, no evildoer will get past. Hand to hand or fist to fist, kick your nuts or twist your wrist. God power keeps my pimp hand strong, so trust me or you won't last very long. Dragon kick your ass into the Milky Way. Milky Way. Don't act like you don't like the Bulbasaur. Bulbasaur. My arm, my arm, my arm, my arm, my arm, my arm. The summon of the power of the God Hand. I lost a limb in a fight, but don't worry, babe, I'll be cool. The ultimate power of a god is now my secret tool. My defenses are impregnable. My style is impetuous. If it's too much, I'll grovel at your feet. I beg for mercy.
If you never played God's Hand before, please, you should play it now. Seriously, play it right now. I mean, it's fucking free. When people say that this game is an absolute cult classic and it's a very fun game to play, I absolutely agree on that. I can now understand why even till these days, the game still has a fan base. It may be hard at first, but trust me, put a bit of time and effort to understand the game mechanic, and oh boy, you are an unstoppable badass. So please don't be like IG and just put a bit of time and effort to understand the mechanic of it. And that's all, ladies and gentlemen. If you enjoyed this video, hit that subscribe and like button. I appreciate it. And also, if you don't, I'm gonna bust your ball and kick your ass into the Milky Way. Okay, ciao then, ladies and gentlemen.
Powering, I must confess, the only person who it doesn't work on is the girl who got me into this, Olivia. Slicing through thugs with my shockwave. Shockwave! More beheadings than a guillotine. Head slicer. Head slicer! My arm, my arm, my arm, my arm.